And they took me to the freaking show that they performed, opened up for Public Enemy. They had me on stage, had me freestyle. I remember I was like hella shy. I was just like, nah, I don't want to perform at all. They pushed me out there. And I got my homie Lyrical Tone on the stage. I like went out there and fucking blacked out and everything. I don't remember what the fuck I said like at all. I don't know. People out there's like, yo, you rocked that shit, bruh. You rocked that shit.
So you're like,
they got it in video or what?
Now I don't got it on video at all. It's before all that stuff. Man. But
that was cool though. I bet you that taught you something though, because you didn't die.
All that stuff, yo. You know what I mean? It scared me though. I've never blacked out before. I'm good off of that again. Never did it again. You know, in that time when people talk about when you get into the zone.
Yeah.
That's what I just experienced.
Yeah.
That definitely freaked me out and scared me though. Yeah, you laughing though? It's like, cause y'all know what I'm talking about, man. That shit is definitely scary because I've never really experienced, especially at 9 years old, going into some
public
fucking freestyle.
Speaking,
you know, just
in front of a big ass crowd.
I love
where you
that
don't
happened
remember,
to you, though.
like
but
where you don't remember, like I don't. I remember the stage going up there, then giving the mic, and I'm like, yo, blacked out. I probably like they probably said I did good, and I like really fainted or something like that.
Welcome back to the podcast. Today we have a very special guest. As he puts it, it's not about the longevity of one's life, but the quality of one's life. He was born and raised in the Fillmore district of San Francisco, California, and has seen it all. He decided to take a shot at rap music in 2005 after the passing of his grandmother. He created the music group Legends Live Forever, consisting of 3 rappers and 1 singer. In 2013, he decided to challenge himself more as an artist and dropped his first ever solo project, Live Forever, which he produced completely himself. As he puts it, some are destined to succeed and some are determined to succeed. He has produced music for various artists on the West Coast, multiple songs featured on 106.1 K.M.E.L's home turf, which showcases unsigned Bay Area talent. He continued the momentum and strengthened his brand through clothing, production, and visuals. He also spread his music as a participant on tours such as Breaking Ground in 2014 and Free Play in 2018. He's produced showcases for talent such as Spread the Wealth and For the Love of Music. His albums consist of Something Greater in 2016, Superficial City in 2019, and his most recent album, celebrating the memory of his grandmother, titled Honeybunch in 2020, are available on all major outlets. As he puts it, the goal is not to live forever, but to create something that will. Please welcome to the podcast, Anthony Richie, a.k.a. Lyrical Tone.
Right on.
Tony Tone, welcome.
Okay, right on. What's up?
How's it going, man?
Oh man, it's good. I'm chilling. I feel blessed with that introduction. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, I feel good. That just warmed me.
Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate that. So, you know, we're glad to have you. Obviously, you're a friend of Joe's, right? But you know, so we always like to start the podcast with kind of getting to know somebody because we feel like if they get to know your story, they know where you come from, they can connect with you better, right? Yes. So let's talk about your upbringing. You know, you say you grew up in San Francisco. Tell us a little bit about that.
Born and raised in San Francisco, 1985, June 10th, 1985. I'm a Gemini.
All right.
My upbringing, I was raised by my grandparents. So like I guess in the 80s. It seems so long ago. I don't even want to say that because now I'm gonna seem like I'm old.
Hey, don't worry.
Not that old.
So many changes in so many years though. But you know, crack epidemic. Raised by my grandparents. Mother on drugs. Father on drugs. And that was my upbringing right there. I went to Catholic schools.
Okay.
K through 8. Went to Mission Dolores, which was like kind of a prominent like Catholic establishment in the city. It was one of the oldest churches in San Francisco. It's the first church or something like that in San Francisco. So yeah, went there and then went to Reardon. Continued my Catholic education. Went to Reardon High School, which is an all-boys school. And I played some sports. But also I couldn't get grades. I couldn't keep grades. I couldn't keep like a steady, GPA that was needed to really play sports. But I played like summer leagues and participated in that. But basically my whole like upbringing was being pushed forward by my grandparents and them trying to like push me in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then like having me participate in like everything, man. Like
Right.
like boys and girls clubs, like whatever, paper mache, like like go figure out like how this works, and go see your mom in the projects. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
My mom was in jail. Go see your mom in jail. You know, like just trying to get me, I guess, ready for life. You know, and introduced to like the real world at an early age, and I have an uncle who is a DJ, and he also stayed in the house with me, with us. I have an older sister. I'm trying to remember that. Kelly. That is the love of my life. That is my that's like my mom. She named me. She really looked after me.
Wow.
You know?
So she was your mom.
Yeah, like my mom. But my grandmother is the matriarch. So like my grandmother really, you know what I'm saying, is like, she was the mom of all moms, though, for sure. But
strong woman, right there.
Strong woman. You know, coming from the South. That's a whole story in general. So like, if people like kind of look up like the Great Migration from the South, and a lot of people landing in like San Francisco, L.A., and areas like that. Like my grandparents are all that. My grandfather is a Marine, first Black Marine.
Wow.
Congressional Gold Medal, Purple Heart, everything. Like he went to Korea, Vietnam. World War II, Korea, Vietnam, and like did hella tours in Vietnam. First Black, one of the Moffat Marines, and did Iwo Jima and everything like that. I'm trying to remember right now. He did so much stuff, man.
Wow.
You know, so that's what I'm trying to say. Like that's my upbringing. You know, like just really trying to keep me from making mistakes, or I don't want to say mistakes. I don't want to say that, but you know, not going down the path of, I guess, my people around me in my neighborhood, because the Fillmore definitely went into turmoil around that time, with a lot of murders in the city, especially in the 90s. So trying to keep me from that, all the time. Like I can't express that enough. Like just pushing me into sports, you know, clubs, just skateboarding. You know, I bust my lip skateboarding, biking, BMXing, freaking mountain climbing, just camping, especially everything with the church too. I went pretty far with my Catholic education, and I'm confirmed and stuff like that. So like my grandmother was Honeybunch was a devout Catholic, so you know she had me tucked right there.
There you go,
doing all that stuff.
You were definitely born in a legendary family.
Yeah, right on, right
like
on,
your
right
grandmother and your grandfather.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Like it was definitely, I don't know. Like I have my grandmother's eyes, so it's crazy. Also my daughter, I just had a daughter, so she also has these hazel eyes. Thank you. She has these hazel eyes. It's crazy too. I'm like, yo, that's awesome.
Yeah, I have hazel eyes too. There you go.
Yeah, come on, man. We twins.
Yeah.
But you know, there's legendary family. I didn't get it at the time, you know, up when I was growing up and stuff like that. But definitely, I'm blessed. You know, I started to really understand it.
It's kind of cool because you know you think about it. Like obviously your parents it was kind of an adversity that turned into a blessing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because obviously you know your parents were dealing with what they were dealing with, but you kind of. It kind of worked in a good way for you because you ended up having some amazing parents. Even though they were older, they were your grandparents. I mean, you were raised by some amazing people that have done a lot in life.
For sure. I did not see it, you know, at all. That was definitely something I struggled with. I didn't really have like a struggle with, like I wasn't like blaming life, and like I didn't have that. I would say like maybe my older sister had that type of thing. My older sister was like, and I love you, Kelly, if you even gonna watch this type of thing, you hear this, I love you so much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But damn, she was, you know what I'm saying? She was bad, you know, and I don't want to say bad. She just had her troubles, and you know, like getting kicked out of school, fighting. She's really, she looks like full Puerto Rican. She's light skinned.
Okay.
I'm half Black and Puerto Rican.
Okay.
I guess some people say that doesn't, you know, it's Puerto Rican, but whatever that means. It's like we're all the, you know.
It's like, why do you have to choose? You know what I mean?
You know, but you know, that's the mixture I am right there. And like, yeah, I saw from my sister, you know, from there, like, okay, I'm not gonna go that way, but I still could not understand why things were the way that they were, and that was always something I questioned. Kind of prohibited my studies, and just me having that kind of I don't know, like just I guess identity.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just that's why I guess that's what it is. As I'm getting older, I'm realizing like, oh shit, that's what it is. Just kind of formulating the identity was kind of hard because I'm like, yo, my grandparents, my parents, I got these old people. You know what I'm saying? I just wasn't appreciative. You know?
Right.
say I was like a little shit, man.
Yeah. So you were kind of wishing you had the parents, even though you didn't realize that even though they weren't there, you had these amazing grandparents that were raising you and giving you this amazing life. But I mean, I guess it makes sense though, because everyone always wants to have that normal family like everybody else. Yeah. But in the end, like we don't realize it, but later in life we realize, dang, that was actually a good thing for me.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Exactly what you said. I definitely realized that later on in life. I say one thing that my grandparents, the number one thing that they did for me was they did not hide anything from me. That's basically what I'm trying to say. It's like they introduced me to life, and then they also like whatever it was, they kept it real about it, basically. Okay,
transparency.
So my grandfather was my dad, but I also had a bunch of dads, like for real, like just
strong male figures in your life.
I mean, like straight up, from my uncle to also like my best friend's dad is my dad, because my grandparents would tell them my situation, tell them what was going on, tell them like, hey, he might be a little bit, you know what I'm saying, aggressive, or just have a little bit of whatever, or just distant, but don't worry about it. Like, they just let people know that. It was embarrassing, like as a kid when you're trying to hear that, like, and was something wrong with me, or just that type of stuff. But like, I mean, like, even I'm just gonna be candid, like even like as a kid, like peeing in the bed, like they gotta just let people know. And it's like I'm listening to that as like a 6-year-old, 7-year-old, like, damn, yo, you gonna tell them my business? But when you go through, I guess, that embarrassment per se, it's just really it develops character. It starts to develop, even though it's like questioning it. It's kind of like, what the fuck? Like, what the hell is that? Yeah. But it really develops character because like people knew how to like talk, be real with me. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody was sugarcoating anything. Yeah. Like people would just be real with me and just help out, like, and my grandparents, that's why a lot of people respected my grandparents. Like I love how you said that, like they're legendary. Like right now, I definitely realize that, because a lot of people are, like really respected, like my grandfather and my grandmother for real. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. A lot of times people say like, oh, it's better that the parents are around. Well, that depends. Yeah. If they're good parents, you know what I mean? Right. But if they're horrible parents, I'm not saying your parents were, but I'm saying if you had horrible parents, that might be worse for you than them not being around.
No, for sure.
So you always had like amazing role models. I mean, what I love about your grandparents, maybe just because they were older, they kind of already understood, like, don't try to shelter this person. Exactly. Like, let this kid see the reality of life and let him kind of learn it on his own.
Exactly. Right? That's what I was going to add on real quick. They didn't have enough. I didn't realize this. They didn't have a lot of time, right? First and foremost. So like if they're telling me something, they meant that, you know, like they meant that. Wow. You know, like, yo, if you do that, you're gonna fall on your face. And like, hey, yeah, they had old school ways. I did fall on my face, and that's just is what it is. They put me through old school methods. Like, man, like at first I thought it sucked, but it was like, man, it was really a blessing, like for my grandparents. And point simple, they didn't have a lot of time to play. There was no just like where they were being, like, I guess, putting themselves first and egotistical about things. They already had their kids, had a bunch of kids, and they knew they had enough ego to put aside to, get a freaking Victorian in the middle of the Fillmore, big old house, and get enough, space, I guess, to raise their kids and grandkids per se. And I realized it, like, damn, okay, that's what it is. That's what it's about, being financially stable enough mentally also, and, able to provide.
Well, they definitely give you a lot of legendary wisdom.
Yeah. And you say your sister was older. How much older was your sister?
She's 8 years older than me. Okay. Yeah.
So she was definitely like a big sister, mother, role model.
Yeah. So kindergarten, she was in 8th grade, talking about like, I beat up anybody out here. For
I love it.
Yeah. So that was awesome having that was my first introduction to like things like, okay, my big sister out here, she's hella cool. So the cool thing, that's like kindergarten, 5 years old. And I'm like, oh shit, like motherfuckers is cool out here. What is cool? Like, oh, people was hugging me, girls want to give me a kiss and thing like that. Like that's my whole, like, that's what I realized, pinpoint that, like, poof, brain was like, oh, okay, let me see how cool I can get.
That's cool. That's crazy. It's funny, you said you went to Catholic school, right? So I went to Christian school when I was young, and I didn't go the whole route through high school because my parents stopped at 5th grade. Okay. But I did do like a Catholic upbringing. I did my communion, my awesome. Catechism, and all that kind of stuff too as well. Are you a man of faith, or is it just kind of like something you were raised with?
I was a man of faith.
Yeah.
I'm now a man of spirituality.
Okay.
You
Love
know, thank you.
I agree. Me too.
Right on. You know, just growth, and I guess faith is spirituality, but the faith that you're referring to, especially in these states, we're talking about like Catholicism and
Religion versus faith.
Yeah,
right?
you know what I'm saying. So we're really talking about like, you know, Christianity and stuff like that. When people say that, and that might be even the indoctrination that is in my own head that is like, oh, that's what that means, like, you know. But I just had my daughter baptized, so I am still I like, you know, I took my vow. I mean, I took my, now I don't say vows, but, you know, I got baptized, I did confirmation. So, like, I'm still a Catholic, you know, so I do want to have my daughter, I don't know, still there. I want to have her go through that same
The rituals,
kinda,
right?
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
but I have been blessed enough with information to help her make her own decisions.
Yeah.
Right.
And I am confident in, like, I really want her to be her own person type of thing. Of course, that sounds like normal, but I want her to choose if she wants to, if she wants to do Christianity, if she wants to do whatever she wants to do. I want to give her information and provide the opportunity for her. But also, you know, I think Catholic school is pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know?
You know, it doesn't hurt to have like a good like structure when you're young. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But obviously, like you said, teach her to think for herself, you know, choose for herself, stuff like that. Because I remember the education you get in like Catholic or Christian schools is second to none.
Yeah. College prep, yo. I went to college prep myself. So,
Yeah.
you know, and they really did a number. Like having to do community service and you know, going rock climbing, camping, the dean being in the hallways harassing you all the time. Or like you just had to do, I went to Reardon, so you had to do something, you know, like either sports
Right.
or education. Even education was competitive because it was all boys school.
Right.
You know, so like people had to do something. It was like that was the wildest thing. Like education was like competitive. You know? So, like, especially mathematics. Like not even just like, oh, like all Asians do mathematics type of thing. It's like nah. It's like, yeah, you had a lot of Asian, but it's like mathematics was a freaking like you know
sport.
like a sport, like for real. Like you know, from the debate mathematics. You know what I'm saying, arts. We had like a bunch of arts. You know, sports. We won the freaking. What did we win? We won the state championships. We won the state championships.
Wow.
Yeah. So definitely, if I can get my daughter, you know, introduced to that type of
Yeah.
atmosphere. Really, I'm probably just talking about the rivalry type of stuff. I really want her to go play sports or do something like that and go put on.
The high, it seems like it was high achievement, competition, breeding champions. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
for sure.
Call it Catholic school, call it what you want, but they were breeding good habits and competition in you guys.
That's it.
It seems like
Building-
it definitely taught you guys a lot of, you know, discipline too, and
Yes.
taking action,
Yes.
and being involved in so many things,
Yes, I
and
mean,
taking
forcing
it
us, really.
seriously as
Yeah,
well
yeah.
in competition.
Yeah, definitely. I think we can definitely pinpoint that backbone of religion and how that could give you some structure and the positive, you know, aspects of that part, you know.
Because you basically can bring that with on anything in the rest of your life. You know what I mean? All the skills that you learned from there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're starting to realize it now, like just in life, how some of those skills you were taught or learned through the Catholic school education are helping you today.
I just recently kind of woke up to that realization, you know. I can say that much first and foremost, like only recently, because a lot of times it's.
Can you give an example?
Of me waking up to that?
Yeah. Like when you're like, oh dang.
Light bulb moment.
I would say like when my grandfather passed in 2013 is when I started having like when my grandmother passed, I had a realization that, oh, you might die type of thing. And that like kind of scared me and shook me off my path. In 2013, I don't know, like when my grandfather passed, I started, he passed May 13th, 2013. And I started seeing like the number 13 a lot, just like repetition. Just repetitiously, honestly. And that made me like take a step back and be like, man, okay, what's up?
Yeah.
Like no matter like whatever, like it's just like I started seeing like just signs or just whatever. There's too many like repetitious or coincidences. And that made me just take a step back and also questioning myself, you know what I'm saying? So just started to I'm sorry for saying I'm just trying to find these words, man.
Trying to get in your path.
Yeah, just trying
like
to regain, and it basically, man, it just shook me off my core. Like it just right there, it just shook me. Like it just had me just question and just start looking in and just looking at things like, am I viewing it negatively, and why am I viewing it negatively?
Yeah.
And then viewing things like as what's the root of it. You know what I'm saying? So that's when I started realizing things, and like my whole mentality has changed like completely. You know.
So that was 2013.
2013. Yeah.
That's when you became an artist.
Really? You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I would say that. Like 2005, I started rapping, and I would say wanted to be an artist, but you know, still young. But definitely still didn't get it, I feel like. And when I mean get it, means like start life. I would say like acquiring knowledge.
Yeah.
You know.
So 2005 is when you started basically rap music.
Yeah.
But then when your grandfather passed away is when you transitioned to actually creating your own group and becoming an artist.
Right on.
So
I appreciate you for paying attention to those.
Yeah.
Those signs right there. Yeah.
So I just want to talk about your grandma a little bit more because it seems like she was very important to you.
Yeah,
Obviously,
man.
you dedicated your most recent album to her.
Yes.
So I mean, just talk about that. Like, what was it about your grandmother that stuck with you so long that you even dedicated an album to her? Because your grandfather seemed like he was a pretty badass person. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He was awesome.
Yeah, but it seemed like your grandmother made a pretty strong impact on you as well. So
Yeah. My grandfather was awesome, but like my grandma was like the Marine.
oh really? Yeah. Okay.
You know, like she was Congressional Gold Medal, Purple Heart. You know, like really,
Wow.
like honestly, like really, she definitely was everything. And when she passed, I would say like the family and I think a lot of people have the same structure. Like when they have like a strong mother figure or father figure or matriarch or patriarch, whatever, the family kind of like falls into like chaos or turmoil, or like whoever's going to be that next person. Nobody knows if it's going to be auntie or if it's going to be sis or if it's going to be cousin or whoever, you know?
Yeah.
So I would say that's what happened. That's how strong of a glue and bond that she had
Gotcha.
to where like even the family, I mean, it's been so many years that we're, kind of getting back on our step now, I feel like. But for her, yeah, that's my saving grace, my guide, one of the people who was the person, definitely the main person who was just being straight up all up in my business and telling people my business and just being embarrassing me, destroying that ego, just working on me. I didn't know what I was being prepared for, but it, I don't, blessed for that lady, man. And her passing was a tragic one for me, which kind of thrust me to start doing music and just realizing like, oh shit, like, you can die tomorrow. Like, you might not wake up in the morning, which unfortunately that's how she passed. And that fucked me up.
Yeah.
That messed me up. If I was a little shit with a little ego, I would say, like, as I said, everything I did in the past that helped boost me up and help keep me focused, that developed the ego also, I would say.
Yeah.
So
Like an inner confidence, but
little
if you're young, it becomes ego, right?
it
Because you're
becomes real ego. I'm hooping. People, they want to state championships. All I did was go hoop. I developed the shot, man. I was really like hooping and trying to get popular and do all this types of stuff and want to be involved, but maybe for the wrong reasons type of thing. So my grandmother passed. Shook, messed it all up, or just messed me all up and shook my core, a little earthquake. And, that's how strong that, man, I'm all tatted up. I have a fat ass tattoo that says live life right here. Live life, basically. So my grandmother, she passed of stress. Cause,
was she young?
I would say like she was 60, 65 or so, 65, maybe 70.
Young.
I don't know. I mean,
young.
Yeah, she was young. I would say so basically she died of stress on her death certificate. It was stress that caused her to have a heart attack. And I mean, hey, I just gave y'all a real background of my upbringing and one of her daughters that was on drugs, and, that she's not the only, auntie or uncle. I lost an auntie before I was born and lost an uncle while I was growing up. And that kind of like, stressed her all out, threw her into like some turmoil emotionally for losing kids, anybody losing kids. And yeah, that's so like that, as I'm reciting that, that's like a pillar that just stuck with me. And I was like, okay, stress. Okay. Gotta stop stressing, man. Gotta just breathe, let the stress go. You gotta live life.
Yeah. They say every adversity has a blessing greater than or equal to the adversity
Mm-hmm.
if you look for it.
If you look for it.
If you look for it, right?
And I had to find it and feel it, man. I got up one day, sold my Xbox, bro. Like I'm talking about like, fuck it, like let's get it, like let's get this. You want to do music? You know, your uncle's doing music. You want to do this Legend Live Forever stuff? I've been pretending and not pretending, but like I had like a little rap book and passed around high school and had like a little fake label and stuff doing that and just making trying to do little things that was stepping out my shell. Kind of being like, oh, can I do music?
Dipping your toe in the water.
Yeah, you basically decided to step up to
all the
who
way,
you are.
all the way fully out. Yeah,
be yourself.
You know
what I'm saying? Authentic.
Just go and
Just
go figure it out. Go into the neighborhood. I went to go hoop, and that's how I got popular in my neighborhood, was just hooping.
Yeah, so you're good at basketball.
Good at basketball. Yeah. Good at basketball.
Yeah.
Play folks everywhere, all the time, whatever neighborhood.
I mean, if you're
so
an athlete,
dumb
especially
and
a good one, you'll become popular very quick.
Exactly. And especially if you go against, I learned that just being like a hard head and going against folks that was like at first not respecting, and then I earned their respect. So that's when I started realizing, like, oh, you got to earn respect. It's not just giving; you got to earn that. People gonna push you around, shove you around, but you got to be like, nah, I'm here. I'm gonna show up tomorrow too. Like if y'all don't pick me, I'm gonna show up. It's whatever. Like I'm trying to ball, and that's hoop. Legend Live Forever. Met these band of brothers, and then from there went on. Started just doing music. Got picked up by the homie Big Rich, who's a legendary Frisco MC, and now he does this Project Level, which is making wonders with my brother Troy, who's also LLF still. But they're doing wonders, Project Level, and then they just got the Forever 21 deal, and they just did this whole New York and tour, and they're just grassroots community organizations, as well as that's where we're at right now, and at this age, giving back. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you did Live Forever, your first solo produced album, tell us a little bit about that. What made you switch from your rap group to go to Legend to doing it yourself?
Yeah. The Big Rich situation, we kind of did not flourish with that. We got signed to him, and he was like popping at like doing the hyphy movement, so he had his own thing. So that's like 2005, you know what I'm saying, 2006 and all that. Not 2005, but like 2006, 2007, 2008. 2005, man, I went to I went to Beef and Fillmore and do all this other type of stuff. But yeah, so with that situation not flourishing and just trying to figure it out from there. I wish y'all if y'all the hyphy era was crazy. So just being under Big Rich and having all that fun and going to parties, opening up for him. He had the San Francisco anthem, which is like booming.
I love that song
oh my
till
God.
this day.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That song was one of the hottest tracks, and he still plays that. And if we can get him to, especially at that time, like getting him to perform, and perform that song, like, man, we were like we were popping. But yeah, with that not coming to fruition, man, I couldn't stop my dream. I had to keep it going, and the group kind of released one more solo effort. We called it No Turning Back, I believe. We called it No Turning Back, and that didn't really go anywhere. So right after that No Turning Back, I released that Live Forever, and that's Legend Live Forever. So live forever, and that's just what it is. The goal is not to live forever. The goal is to create something that lives forever. So that's just what I want to reiterate that. And I wish I would have kind of waited, not to say that I regret anything, but that was my mixtape, and I gave it out. I did a show people I can book my own show. I can get it going. I can do this. I'm going to do this solo. I got it. But, did my first ever production and stuff, man. We tried. That was my efforts. I did a bunch of efforts,
I'm sure you learned a lot from that, though.
Learned a ton, just to wait and I learned a lot from that, man. Every effort I would say is to get me comfortable for who I am, like right now, like who I am today,
right.
Fully getting comfortable all the way. Of course, I'm still a student.
So a lot of lessons learned from your first solo project.
Yeah, staying a student, still a student. And I just kept on learning through that solo project. I did 3 of them. My third one was dedicated to my grandfather. So basically, I'm going full circle again and dropping a Live Forever series again, but basically with album titles and I'm putting them on the platforms that need to hear this, the platforms that where they need to be at, where I can make some funds with my music and this, and get it going. So yeah, I learned a lot from that mixtape series. Gained a lot of people, fans. Shows, started doing shows, just everything transitioned because I guess if you see a dream just slipping, like what are you gonna do? Yeah. Like you just gonna
hold on tighter.
You gonna hold on tighter.
Try to grab,
you know,
live with it. Yeah.
I went to City College, learn how to make beats. I went to electronic music class. I also picked up a English class and just picked that up real quick so I can do writing, get myself acclimated to studying again. Because I can't just go to electronic music class and think I'm about to just really give a fuck if I haven't been in school for forever. No, just not how it goes.
Yeah.
And sit there and just be staring at the wall and staring at people. Took an English class to get my mind focused because I know I got to do papers. I know I got to read. And also I can go to have a good time and do electronic music and learn. Did that, and the rest is history. I forgot what year that was. I don't even want to know. But that's what I did. Went to City College. Shout out to the teacher there. Had an awesome class.
Do you remember your teacher's name?
I forgot what dude's name is, but everybody knows it. He's a legend. He's an electronic music class teacher. He's a legend, and I wish I did know. He's the only one that teaches the class, man. I'm trying to get on so I can go back to that class and be like, man, you taught me, dog.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get on. I'm trying to be on.
Let me ask you real quick. How's it going with the music since the pandemic happened?
It's slow.
Yeah.
But it's definitely given me time to sit back and reflect.
Yeah.
This year, or 2020 and 2019, was my first time ever really sitting on music, sitting on videos, like recording a whole bunch of material, and then waiting to release that, or just waiting for like not even the perfect time. But yeah. So I've had time to literally just produce, make hella beats, and just record hella records. I'm sitting on like 3 projects right now. That I'm about to release back to back. Honestly, just gotta stack up the funds. So that's what 2020 has done. No performances. Not really. I haven't got a chance to get to the people, and that's what this whole industry is about: is getting to the people.
Right.
I'm the type of person, man. Where I'm at now is after I perform, I will get up in the crowd. I go to the crowd and just thank everybody, try to hug them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, and whatever. Like that's all I do. Shake everybody's hands that was rocking with me. If I seen them rocking with me for show, I remember that and go shake their hands. So like that's a huge part of this.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
So you're big with the fans too. Shaking hands and kissing babies.
Yeah, shaking hands, kissing babies, whatever. Like.
You're big with people in general, to be honest with you.
You have to be.
You are.
We are all people, We're all people. We are all people. Like, ain't nothing, we got a heart beating and shit like that. We're bleeding and stuff like that, like we're breathing, like we're seeing. We're all people.
Yeah.
So just treat people the same. I learned that. You get a lot of respect,
Yeah, I definitely want to. I remember, I don't know if you remember, I told you I want to go to one of your shows. That was last year. I want to take photos. So,
yeah. You're definitely there for sure. Because
let me know.
I'm trying to also, which I appreciate this you reaching out to me. And it's like I'm trying to also remember and trying to stay grounded. A lot of times, be all stressed and stuff. You can't see clear. The lens can't see clear when you're all stressed up here. So now I'm trying to remember though and stay grounded and reach out.
Yeah.
Telling you, watch me, y'all see you're gonna see like a whole bunch of works coming from me that y'all like will really reflect on what I'm talking about right now. Yeah, I got a bunch of music coming out.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And hopefully we can help you, get that spark, get out there.
Man, I just want I appreciate that. I can't wait for y'all to listen to this music and know what I'm talking about. I'm really juiced right now.
Yeah.
I got a project with my homie Merc coming. Sarge is gonna be my finale, my grand project, for my grandfather. Call him Sarge.
That's awesome.
Videos on deck. I got a video. Just shot a movie yesterday.
Wow.
With the homies, the Jealous Guys.
That's awesome.
Killing it in the Frisco rap scene right now.
So you're just creating right now.
Just going.
Yeah.
Just going and putting it to the proper outlets. Got my Instagram going, websites going, teamllfent.com. Everything's going. YouTube. I took control of all my artist platforms, from freaking Amazon to iTunes to Tidal, all of them streaming. So I know all my numbers, Spotify, everything. It's like everything.
That's the beauty of this day and age. Like,
yes.
You can do it all yourself. If you're a hard worker, if you're a hustler,
don't matter.
If you got some good content out there, YouTube, Spotify, create your own stuff, and that's it. You know,
that's it.
So I want to get back to producing, because you were talking about producing. You're producing now, but you did some stuff for some Bay Area talents and stuff that was on K.M.E.L. Yeah. Talk a little bit about that.
Myself, I got a couple songs on the K.M.E.L. Home Turf. We got a few friends, a few folks that definitely DJ. Shout out to the homie DJ Black Mark. That DJ for K.M.E.L. We've done some shows, open up for Nipsey. Okay. But for that Home Turf is, just trying to make a great effort to get on the radio station so that we can spread the word that LLF is here. So I got 3 songs on there myself. I got one from the mother of my child, Bianca K. Okay. Bianca K, she definitely got one on there, the Home Turf. My homie Dregs, myself and Dregs had a track on there. Troy was on there, who's also in the group. So, producing tracks for, I would say associates, friends, associates, just artists that we really gel with. I haven't really produced for anybody that is not in the circle, basically. Gotcha. Everybody's in the circle. That's what it is.
It's a good experience, it's a good start.
Yeah. Just I want to share energy with people that were really, I don't know, say that deserve it. That's the word that first came to the
you vibe with.
Yeah, that I vibe with. Yeah,
energy is something to it's valuable, and you gotta protect it. So who deserves it?
That's what. Yeah, thank you
for sure.
That's how I feel like. I just want to make music with people who I want to make music with, and the K.M.E.L. did the Home Turf thing. Definitely did some numbers. Definitely like their websites, Bay Area websites like Thizzler. Got my music on there. That's pretty cool. Got to push on there. But everything got to be consistent, man.
Yeah. I agree.
And then you have clothing.
Yeah. Legends Live Forever. I got also Murder Beats Not People. Murder Beats Not People. Okay, so that's
Murder Beats Not People. There you go.
Murder Beats Not People. That's the slogan right there.
I love that.
Legends Live Forever. We got that slogan. I don't even have no clothing. I should have brought the clothing. My bad, y'all.
At least you're repping your city, right?
Yeah. Repping this SF Giants. 2010 World Series.
There you go.
But definitely, my brother Troy's gonna get on me. He's gonna be like, you didn't come up there with no damn LLF hoodie. You repping this, because we're supposed to be economically savvy out here, y'all.
It's okay. We'll leave it in the description below. So
right on. Right on.
Yeah. And then so talk about your albums: Breaking Ground 2014, Free Play 2018,
and then
tours. The tours. I'm sorry about that.
No, that's smooth.
And then also we can talk about your albums as well.
Yeah. Tours went on Breaking Ground. I forgot what even year that was, but went on there. That was a West Coast tour.
Okay.
Went all the way up to Seattle. Touched down the spots like Oregon. Of course, Washington, Oregon, and California. Different spots on the way, of course, like Ashland. I'm not even remembering right now, but all those damn cities, towns on the way. Ashland. I just said that.
You say up north?
Up north. Okay. So
there's
Tacoma.
A lot of tiny little towns in like Washington.
Yeah, I just can't remember what the hell that other one. Tacoma. Then we did the college towns. we did Seattle, Tacoma. And all the ones just freaking
Oregon,
it's Reading.
Yeah.
Ashland's up there in Oregon, and I forget what the other ones at where the Oregon Ducks is at, where the Nike or Portland, of course.
Yeah.
Did Portland.
The reason I say that is because I used to work for a professional indoor football team.
Hey.
And we do our own little tours in this bus, right? Yeah. But we would be driving up like Oregon, Washington, and we went to towns like Wenatchee, like these little tiny towns no one's ever heard of before.
Yeah, I haven't done Wenatchee though.
It sounds like a Native American city or something. Is it?
Oh, yeah.
Because it's all indigenous territory. But California is like, if you go a little bit southern, you'll get more Hispanic names and stuff like that. It's like, what the hell is that town? The Free Play tour was to celebrate my brother Troy's. He put out an album. He has a Free Play. It's called Free Play, and he has a whole series. He also just started his own music group called Free Play Music Group, which is dope. Shout out to my brother Troy, and basically went on that tour to kind of support him. And we went all over the damn place. Out to Oklahoma, out to like freaking. We went to Idaho, San Diego, Arizona. Went to Phoenix. Went to Oklahoma City. Where we at? We're in like the craziest. We're in the first 48 neighborhood. I forgot which one of that is in Oklahoma. What is that little place?
The show. First 48.
First 48 show, yo. I didn't even know we were in that one town that's freaking in Oklahoma.
Like, damn, tons of people got murdered up in here.
I was like, oh yeah, I think I've seen this town. I forgot what it was though. But they definitely just got that whole area just got awarded to the Native Americans that reside in that area. Yeah, the Supreme, the Supreme Court just awarded them that land over there.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And so you said you opened up for Nipsey?
Yeah, we opened up for Nipsey.
In LA?
Yeah. What was that?
No, we did that. We did that at the New Parish.
Okay.
Oakland, New Parish, Oakland.
Oakland, New Parish.
Yeah.
Did you get to meet him?
No, I didn't get to meet him. I didn't stay around. My mentality, man, if they're up there in the VIP, I'm not gonna push to shove to get up there in VIP. Gotcha. That's just how it is. And not to say like, oh, Nipsey was just chilling in the VIP, but it's Oakland, so he's gonna be up there. And not to say he's gonna be down there with the people, but it's thick in there. So he was upstairs, and I wasn't trying to go upstairs where everybody else was at, where there's like 30, 40 people surrounding, bruh. But my brother Troy waited around and gave him a shirt, Legend Live Forever shirt. Which that's a determination. Yeah. Nice. But for me, I'm like, nah, deuces, man. I watched the show, and it's good. I'm good. I'm out of here. But yeah, he's seen us perform and everything. We knocked it down. That was part of my solo. When I got a chance to put my solo, me and my brother Troy. Basically, when LLF dissolved, it was just me and my brother Troy. It was me, Troy, DB, and Rosario. Them two exited. Troy kept it going, and so we both opened up for Nipsey. Yeah.
So Legends Live Forever did not live forever.
Did not live forever, but it's a statement. Yeah. It's a statement. It's from the Sandlot.
You're still going.
Still living.
So I guess you're the legend out of there because you're still going, right?
I mean, self-proclaimed, but Legends Live Forever. That's a statement. But yeah. It did not live. Some people got off the train, but this train does not stop. Yeah. It does not stop for nothing.
But they always say you never change your goal, you just change the strategy, right?
That's it. Yeah.
Right? The goal is the same, but the strategy is just a little different.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I have a question. Who were your inspirations when it came to rap music?
Okay. My uncle definitely was my main inspiration, I would say. My introduction. Just my family in general, but artist-wise, Tupac is my biggest inspiration. That's really what the name Legend Live Forever really goes for, is the Tupac. But the Sandlot, definitely, when I first heard Heroes Are Remembered, but, Legends Never Die. So, yeah, Tupac, Jay-Z, Biggie, everybody, San Quinn, that's Frisco artist. Everybody from really Bay Area artists, a lot of Bay Area artists, but mainly Tupac and Jay-Z. Those are my two top artists. West Coast artists, Ice Cube, everybody, man. I listen to everybody. Dilla is my production. Dilla, Madlib, a whole bunch of other underground. I love underground because that's where I come from. I come from like more of the underground structure. It's like that's where my uncle, he's part of a collective. His label was called Iliac, and then they had the Board Stiff going on with Equipto on them. So that whole underground, he took me to like the tours and the different shows, Andre Nicotina and them over in Berkeley, doing their thing, and just underground circuits, man, being a young kid, like young cat, just helping hold his records and bring his records. Yeah. He took me to a freaking Public Enemy show, and he was part of
the 80s, right?
This is the 90s, dog. Yeah. This is the 90s. I'm 9, so I'm like 9 years old, and he's taking me to these places. So as I get a little bit older, you know what I'm saying? So in the 80s, he already laid his foundation. Gotcha. So it's like he's already like a pioneering DJ and doing his thing, and he has different groups that he's trying to do.
Run DMC era, stuff like that.
You know what I'm saying? Already doing that, and especially in the Frisco era, there's a bunch of Frisco acts, and especially think about like the Bay Area at that time, like Digital Underground, like early 90s.
Digital Underground.
But like, of course, so that means like before that, there was a little bit of structure. So he comes like from the DJs from before that era, started coming to fruition. And then he's also trying to still make it in the early 90s, after his, the early, like when he's like in his 30s or I guess late 20s, he has this group. He has a group called Midnight Voices with this homie named Will that was on fucking Real World.
MTV Real World?
Yeah, MTV Real World. It's a tongue twister.
Yeah, it sure is.
And they took me to the freaking show that they performed, opened up for Public Enemy. They had me on stage, had me freestyle. I remember I was like hella shy. I was just like, nah, I don't want to perform at all. And they pushed me out there. And I got my homie Lyrical Tone on the stage. I went out there and fucking blacked out and everything. I don't remember what the fuck I said, like at all. I don't know. People out there's like, yo, you rocked that shit, bruh. You rocked that shit.
So you're like,
they got it on video or what?
No, I don't got it on video at all. It's before all that stuff, man. But
that was cool though. I bet you that taught you something though, because you didn't die.
All that stuff, yo. You know what I mean? It scared scared me though. I've never blacked out before. I'm good off of that again. Never did it again. You know, in that time when people talk about when you get into the zone.
Yeah.
That's what I just experienced.
Yeah.
And that definitely freaked me out and scared me though. Yeah, you laughing though? It's like, cause y'all know what I'm talking about, man. That shit is definitely scary because I've never really experienced, especially at 9 years old, going into some
public
fucking freestyle.
Yeah,
you know,
just in front of a big ass crowd.
I love
where you
that
don't
happened to
remember,
you, though.
like
But
where you don't remember. Like I don't. I remember the stage going up there, them giving the mic, and I'm like, yo, blacked out. They probably said I did good, and I like really fainted or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Or they just got me up.
They were trying to build you up.
Or I must have like, man, I swear to God, like I must have just stayed there or something like that. But I know I rocked that shit. I said anything. You know.
Oh, I love that you had that push. Yeah. You know, like people were looking out for you that way. It was really scary. You needed that experience.
That's basically the theme of my young upbringing. You know, just that was the energy that I didn't realize, but just hell yeah, like that push.
Yeah, you know, always had strong positive influences pushing you
randomly
to be
though. Randomly,
just pushing
you know what I'm saying?
Better.
Exactly. Point proven is like when I first get up in here and Isaac, you over here just getting my fucking bio together, like, ooh, wow, nigga, I'm an English major out here.
You can make a song for me called English Major.
English major out here, but you know, that's how blessed I am. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. I take a step back and always show appreciation and say thank you so much, you know, for all the blessings.
Well, you know, gratitude is a magnifier.
Okay.
People don't realize that. The more you're grateful for something, the more you get.
Okay, for sure.
And a lot of people are not grateful. Like, I don't have this, I don't have that, instead of just being grateful for what they do have. So
for sure.
That's awesome. So let's talk about your albums here.
Right on.
So you have Something Greater in 2016.
Yeah.
Superficial City 2019, and the most recent one, Honeybunch 2020. Talk about your albums.
Yeah. Something Greater. That's what it is. Searching for something greater. Shot a bunch of videos off of there. One of my title track video, which everybody should check out, Something Greater video, was like one of my last visuals that I did before I did anything. That was like 3 years ago, so or whatever, not 3 years ago, but
it's like 5 years ago.
Yeah, 5 years ago. But
well, 2020 was kind of just a blip on the radar.
We're gonna put an asterisk on 2020.
Yeah, exactly right.
But basically, I had shot it. I even took a break, so that was my last one. So y'all should check that out. But the Something Greater is just basically, you know, like more of a live forever, and just it's a statement. That's everything is. Every name is supposed to be like a meaning to it. So Something Greater, that's it. I'm searching for something greater in this music. I'm searching for something greater in life. I'm searching for something greater just in general. And let me just spit these lyrics out. Y'all, hopefully y'all pay attention to what I'm saying and tell y'all what I'm searching for. And that's what my lyrics are. You know, I want to have music with the message. Each track. Leave somebody with something. I have some clever things to say. So on each track, it's just letting people know how much. What's the something greater? What do I want to? What do I want to achieve? Am I achieving wealth? Am I achieving this? Am I achieving like fame? Am I achieving just something greater within my family? Something greater, you know. That's it. The cover art of it is a greater symbol with an inverted city in the San Francisco skyline, with the praying hands, with the Fibonacci sequence on there. That was my awakening, I would say. Remember, my grandfather passed in 2013, and then just basically, you know, from there, whatever beating at me, 2016 is like, all right, okay, I'm here. I see you. I went to travel. I went to Rome. I went to France around that time. I went out, man.
What about Egypt? When was Egypt?
Egypt was 2019.
Okay.
So was that Superficial City? So around then, Superficial City. Yeah.
So what was the inspiration for Superficial City?
That's what it is. It's superficial out here. Not a lot of love. A lot of people scared to be themselves. A lot of people scared to feel love. A lot of people scared it just in general, you know?
Yeah.
And a lot of fake. So it's fake. Superficial City. Shout out to Sucker Free City, San Francisco, you know. There was a heart and there was a pulse. I feel like this stuff is superficial out there now. You know, people just, you know, there's not a lot of love being spread, especially with like the recent spikes and all the violence and stuff and all robberies and all this crazy ass stuff. But not to put any, you know, spark any, you know, heat on San Francisco itself, but there still is a pulse there with, you know, community, and I call it the Sucker Free personally, or Frisco culture. But for the most part, I'm superficial. I lost this pulse a long time ago, which is it being sold out to big tech and people not just understanding that, you know, it's just crazy, man. Like I said, we have a heart, We have lungs. We bleed. We all bleed the same blood. We all got to go in the same goddamn box, whatever it is, box or cremation. But we all got to go. His bodies aren't forever. But motherfuckers is just like so much homeless, turmoil in that city. I'm getting passionate because I'm just like, man, it's terrible, man. I'm the only black family on my block still. We gonna keep that Victorian forever.
That's smart.
Neighborhood gone.
Yeah.
I did some jail time for a little bit. I kind of caused some turmoil in that, man. I couldn't find my way in that period in time. So that's where you get. I had to take a reflection. With all that stuff, man. Like gentrification really hit us hard out here in San Francisco. So
yeah, I know how you feel.
Yeah, man.
I grew up in San Jose, and it's not San Francisco, but this city, I don't recognize this city. This is not the city I grew up in. You know what I mean?
Crazy. I would love to have like a conversation. I love hearing. I love listening, and I love I want to hear because coming out here, I didn't even know. I came out here for a weed convention and was just like, oh shit, like San Jose got everything out here. I didn't even know that. Like, fuck San Francisco, like San Jose doing this big out here. I mean, we're talking about cannabis clubs to just because there's a lot of money out here, with the Teslas and everything, zooming around and everything. And at first it was the Priuses, but you know what I'm saying, like San Jose it's lit out here. I had no idea how much wealth and money was just literally right here.
It's a tech county.
Yeah, they call it the Silicon Valley.
I know.
Yeah.
But focused on San Francisco, you don't really see you don't see the effects in San Francisco, really, of course, with gentrification. But I'm talking about people go to fucking Sunnyvale, to Redwood City, Mountain View. Like they got fucking the wealthiest of wealthies out there. I'm like, oh, that's what's up though. But shit. Like, damn, you gotta have a trickle down economy coming out.
Yeah, not here.
All these neighborhoods are struggling.
Yeah,
not here.
Not here, not at all.
Motherfuckers need to get. We need to get their mansions, and we need to get the house and off the Yucatan Peninsula real quick, and then I need to get another house in the middle of Francais, and give me a wine vineyard or somewhere. It's like that's cool though, but just think about the people. Like just you can't get away from community.
Yeah,
no,
people's always gonna be here.
I agree with you. And so, I mean, it's happening everywhere, I guess, in the Bay Area. It's just the tech, like you said, the tech world's coming in. What they called it in San Jose was ICE. It's called Indian Chinese Explosion.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So the San Jose I grew up in was Vietnamese and Hispanic,
Mm-hmm.
mainly, right? And then over the last 20, 30 years, it's just become just completely different. And it's super expensive. Like the median home price in San Jose is $1 million. That's the middle. Right, every home in this area you're in here now is 1.5 million and above.
You said that's the middle.
The middle.
That's the middle.
That means half the homes are more expensive and half the homes are a little bit less. So yeah, definitely. I just wanted to say I can feel you on that one, that they change, right? And I'm sure San Francisco is no different.
No different at all. A lot of neighborhoods gone. People, the black population has shrunk. The people that are being harassed the most by the police, is a particular group of people, which speaks volumes, especially if they're the most minimal, group of people, and shrinking in San Francisco just in general.
Right.
And it's like, oh, okay, so they're leaving and being shrunk and also being policed and arrested and all this stuff. So, man, it has gotten crazy out there for sure. That's all I'm saying, man. Yeah, so
basically, the Bay Area is get rich or get out.
That's it. Superficial. It's not no heart. Like it's all money is just whatever. I don't want to talk about that, but there's a community. That's the one thing I realized, that you can't get away from the community. There's people out there. That's why I'm personable. Not judging nobody. I know, but everybody. We want to have a fun time. We want to have a good time. Majority of us. And there's some people who walk around and don't even realize anything other than what their own selves want to get. That's it, just for self, right?
There's no neighborhoods anymore. That's for sure.
Come on, that's terrible.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what is that? We're talking about structure.
Right.
We're just talking about logic. And a lot of times people will say, like, oh, that's your opinion and stuff. And that's like, yeah, that's definitely my opinion. But also this opinion is formulating on experiences that, that I've lived, that help formulate, that it's like I felt this way. And I also saw like, hey, if there's 7 different ways, there is a more of a correct way. And, we're talking about community, not just like, oh, everybody's going to die one day. And like, no, motherfuckers, people going to be here and they trying to live the best lives that they can.
Yeah.
Like, it's simple.
I notice a lot of people that are moving now, like especially the tech people moving out, going to Texas, Portland maybe, or.
Because it's hit ahead. Everything's hidden ahead. right now. And people are standing up or getting more involved in trying to divert whatever money was used to secure, the funds to go to a particular group of people. And I think that's what I love about today's times. Like as easy as it is to make music, it's easy to also inform yourself on what's really going on. Also to confuse yourself and get on some QAnon shit, and I've been on that shit too, and think the earth is flat or whatever shit, aliens is coming. But as long as we worry about all that other stuff out there, that's where we can't focus on in here, meaning the internal problems that we have within our society and communities and stuff like that. We focus on, aliens are coming, well, fuck that. They don't have to fix this communities where people dying and doing drugs all goddamn day because they're depressed, because they're sad, because they can't pay rent. Because they're being harassed, because they're on probation, and being part of the system. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just.
Thank you for tuning in. That was the end of part 1. Part 2 comes out next Monday, 9 a.m. Please stay tuned.
Make sure you like and subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so that YouTube will let you know when the next one comes out.